Wow, that was beautiful.
My clap?
Yeah.
Want me to do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Had a sound effect there, Andy. That was my ass cheeks. Welcome back to the, what is it called?
Shh. The kids are asleep.
Shh, the Kids Are Asleep podcast. With your host, Eric, alongside with my beautiful, gorgeous co-host, Smalls.
Thank you.
Vanessa.
Hello.
And yeah, welcome back. Thank you for, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. And I know it looks like I'm wearing the same gray sweatpants from the first one. It's because we're shooting these all on the same day. And we got a babysitter. Thanks, Evelyn. Okay, well, today's topic, we wanted to kind of get into more of like, what is it like with the twins? You know, we have 2 1-year-olds, and we love them to death. It's how has our life changed? We can get into how we found out, you were pregnant, why we aren't married. We'll get into all of that. Yeah. Where should we start? I don't know.
We could start on where we have decided, or the talk of having kids, where we were in our relationship and what made us come to an agreement like, hey, we want kids.
So at this point, like, I've already asked you to be my girlfriend.
We were already talking for quite a while already.
We're talking for a little bit, and I remember kind of joking around, saying something like, oh, be careful, you go end up pregnant. And you're like, I wouldn't mind. And I went, wait, for real? And because of that, like, we both kind of like looked at each other like, all right, let's do this. So I think from that moment on, you had what did you have? You had your IUD in?
I was on birth control, yeah. But like, all jokes aside, like, we were very serious in our relationship. We were constantly hanging out, sleeping, spending nights together, always together. And I think I never had to question, like, not wanting to be with you. And I saw him as like a lifelong, partner. And I think once he brought up, like, as a joke, like, sarcastically bringing up like kids, I was like, no, like, I would love to be a young mom. And, if you were serious about it and you want to have kids, then let's do it.
And if you're just tuning in on the second episode, you got to watch the first episode where we talked about our age difference and her explaining herself as a young mom. Yeah, for me, I kind of felt like, I'm like, okay, I'm in my 30s, like, I'm totally down. And we did it the very unorthodox way. We didn't really like say, I didn't go like, well, first we got to get married and then da-da-da-da. We kind of just did it.
We jumped it. We just went kids.
Yeah, we went kids, and other people like to do it, their own way. And I think maybe when I was growing up, I did think like, oh, I want to get married, get the house, we go and travel, and then we get pregnant.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing all that backwards.
Yeah. We talked for a little bit. We talked for a while, and we're like, hey, kids. And then we're just.
Do you like violence? Yeah. Sorry, I start rapping random. See, I'm telling you, Andy, I'm sorry. Yeah, do you want kids? Go ahead.
Yeah, so once we agreed, I was like, no, like, I would constantly ask him, like, are you serious? Because I'm on birth control, and once this is, like, officially set, I will go get my birth control out.
And you're like, I'm fertile.
Yeah, and, you came with me, right? You came with me.
Yeah, I came out. I came. And
I mean, we
I
did a lot
came
of
to where the dog. Where
he went with me to my doctor's appointment to get my
dirty.
birth control out. So he
ashamed of yourselves.
He was present there, and then after that, the fun began.
The fun began.
Should we talk about the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
At the beginning, we were pregnant. And I say we because I bought a book and it says we are pregnant. Okay. Everyone gave us so much crap whenever I made an announcement on YouTube that we were pregnant. But anyways, she was pregnant. And I remember on my birthday, January 27th, you were like, surprise, I'm pregnant. And we got like really emotional about it. We were very happy. And maybe we were a little premature, like letting our immediate family know. Because unfortunately, we had a miscarriage. Yeah. And that was hard. And that sucked. And good thing we had like our immediate family and we had the support and they were there for us to, I remember like your family coming over and they just hung out with us and that meant a lot. 'Cause that, it doesn't seem like it's a thing that many women talk about.
Yeah, it's not a subject that.
Right. And especially 'cause, there's a lot of mental things that go on inside of a woman's head and things that can happen. And I was just trying to be the best support, that you could have at that moment. And, but it didn't stop us.
Hmm.
We kept trying. And, finally when we did, what was your reaction? I know that I went on a trip.
Yeah,
I was out in Connecticut, I believe.
you were. Yep.
And, I was out there with my friend Josh and I was doing like a brand deal thing. And on the drive back is when I receive a phone call from you. And I think you just think like I'm in an Uber on the way back to the airport.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Hey, I have some news." And then I guess you showed me what was it? Your levels,
I sent you a screenshot.
you sent me a screenshot, but what is it called?
HCG levels.
HCG levels
Uh-huh.
that were high. And that's how they kind of tell.
So your HCG levels should be doubling if you're pregnant. So they double, and mine were like over the roof high.
Right.
And it says like I'm pregnant on my doctor's results, and I
Right.
send him that screenshot. But it's crazy though, because now looking back at it, I wish that I had just waited till you got home and gave you this big surprise and like cute little gift box and got his reaction on the camera. But after, having the miscarriage and I was by myself at the house, I'm waiting for him. I just called him up out of excitement. My doctor called me. He goes, "Hey, yeah, so these are your results." I go on the website. I look at the results, like printed there, like physically I can see them and
Sorry.
I read them.
I don't know why that happened.
And I call him and I'm looking at him and he's like, "Hey, say hi to Josh." And I'm like, "Hi, Josh." And he looks at me, he's like, did you, like find out? And I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm pregnant." And, Josh is there. He's like, "Congrats. Oh my God." And you're like, "What? You're pregnant?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And, "All right, see you when you get home." But, I was just so caught up in the moment. I wanted to celebrate with you in
Yeah.
that moment when I found out. Now I know next time how to surprise you and to get it all on camera. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was just over. I was like crying I was like crying and I was like, "Where are you?"
And I was there, me and Josh were just embracing each other
in the car, right?
in the car.
Back home.
Congrats, dude. But yeah, there was there was definitely a moment where I was like, okay, here we go. But also because of what had happened in the past, like there was a kind of like everyone else was kind of like opening up to us, like, wait till you pass the first trimester, so you don't get too excited and like, build up this hope or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it sucked. It really did suck, right?
Mhm.
And anyways, fast forward to you doing an actual like ultrasound, right?
Our
And
first.
because you had the miscarriage, you were able to see the doctor sooner, and they did like the little sound.
Mhm.
What was it like? Oh, she stuck the.
Yeah, but she was able to get like the whole, the uterus. It's an ultrasound just to see like embryos if
Yeah.
there are any.
So there we are looking at the screen, and I'm like recording. Your mom's like next to your head,
Yeah.
and she goes over like the look of everything, and we see like,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, that's the heartbeat. Like that's awesome. And so I'm just kind of like filming it. I'm just like, wow, this is insane. So that's what was going on in my head. Flip it over to you, because this is where we find out we have twins.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really notice. I just noticed like another like little black area sac, and I'm just thinking like, I don't know. She's going over it, and then that's whenever the doctor's like, okay, we see a little heartbeat here, and is there a history of twins in your family?
Mhm.
And so we're just kind of like, what? That's weird.
Mhm.
My mom's a twin. And that's whenever you're just like, Eric.
I'm like, "Eric," I'm like blaming him, like, "Eric."
Eric. But I think genetically, I think it has to come from.
Yeah, we at that point we had no idea the scientifics of twins. We didn't know where it came from. I was just assuming because his mom was a fraternal twin, that's how we got twins.
Mm.
But yeah, that moment I was just like in shock. We just had a miscarriage. Now we're finding out we have twins. Like, what is going on? This is crazy. I'm crying. My mom is like in shock. You're recording still, but like you're still in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely like a roller coaster of just emotions.
Yeah, it got very crazy, and then you started growing.
Yeah.
You know, you started growing. You were very cute, pregnant. You were glowing a lot, and I just remember we're going in and getting these like updates, and we were calling them baby A, baby B, and okay, baby B is a little behind baby, like it's like baby A is behind baby B, and so we just kind of were always on top of everything, and of course, even more scared, like we don't want to lose like our twins, but thankfully everything turned out just fine.
Yeah, luckily, the entire pregnancy was smooth, like no complications. We got very, very lucky to have like two beautiful, healthy baby boys. But I was just scared like the entire pregnancy because I'm like, how can my body hold two babies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how is this possible? I was scared because you hear about twins, you hear about C-sections, you hear that they can come earlier. But I went full term with twins.
Mm-hmm.
Full term with twins.
Yeah. We were expecting like, oh, okay, somewhere in like week 21, 22, like it can be possible to, have them sooner. But yeah, you went all the way through.
Yeah. And I gave myself like milestones to hit. I'm like, all right, you know what? I hit 20 weeks. Let's aim for 25. I would hit 25. Okay, let's aim for 30. I would hit 30. 35, I thought I could have had the twins. But once I hit 35 and they were like, no, you can go for full term, I was like, oh my God, wait, I still have time.
We went, we had a C-section.
Yeah.
You had a C-section. Sorry. We do everything together, okay?
He went through the process with me.
Her pain is my pain.
Yeah. Her scars, my scars.
Her scars are my scars. We did have a C-section. It was recommended by the doctor that we had. Because everybody that gives birth natural, like a lot of times like the baby will be breached and, like sometimes they can choke on like the umbilical cords. A lot of complications can happen. And they end up cutting a lot of women up anyways, or they go with the C-section. So we were like, cool, we could just do the C-section. And we scheduled it. And it was, it felt weird. Like we just put it in the calendar, like what day we wanted our to meet our kids.
And it's how
that was weird.
It's how they asked us too. Like, so when do you want your kid's birthday to be? We're like, we could choose what day they want to be born. Yeah. Like this is a lot.
But he did say like, it has to be after the 29th or something like that. Because my birthday is the 27th.
Yeah.
Right? This would go. And we were just like the 30th.
Yeah, like.
Oh, we thought how cute. Like, what if we went all the way to February 2nd?
Yeah.
Because the 2nd is two of them. It's February 2nd.
But I think
we're like something. Is it Groundhog's Day?
It's Groundhog's Day.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah, like that's a little. I'm not stitious, but I'm not. What's the thing? I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious, something like that.
Oh, but I am a little stitious.
So we're like, no, that's out. And then I think another family members landed on like the 31st, and we were like, no, we want them to have their own. So we just chose like 30th. As soon as possible. Let's just get them out.
Even though on February, we missed like that first month. It was like, on the 28th, and then we move over to March. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess they're a month. Yay.
Yeah, congrats.
But anyways, that's how we chose that. And what else? Then they were born.
Yeah.
But before that, I do remember like people warning us and telling us, get the sleep you want. Get the sleep you can right now. Get the sleep, get the sleep, get the sleep. And everybody that, we never really wanted to flaunt saying like, oh, we're having twins. So when people would ask her like, oh my God, you're huge. Like, what are you having? We'd be like, twins.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Boys, girls, boys.
Like two boys.
And I think we wanted, I think whenever we first talked about it, we were like, oh, a boy and a girl would be nice, blah, blah, blah. But we got two boys and, I love them.
Yeah. Regardless, my thing is always like a healthy baby is like all I really care for. Down the road, we'll have more kids, right?
Absolutely.
But I think for a moment though, at our gender reveal, I think you and my dad were on the fence of like one boy, one girl.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I knew it was two boys. Like I had a feeling it was two boys.
Yeah.
And it was two boys.
Because you would go into deep sleep and you'd communicate with them.
I'm like, hey, what are you giving me? What are the vibes for today?
Vibes. two pee-pee vibes.
Yeah. No, but how that happened, you stupid. How that happened was, so he would sometimes tell me like, "Oh, like, do you ever dream about like the babies?" And I'm like, "No, I've never really dreamt about the babies like at all." And the night before my gender reveal, I had a dream where I had two boys. Like, and that was it. I
Yeah.
had a dream I had two boys. And so that
Remember you
morning
told
I
me that.
woke up and I was like, Eric, I had a dream and it was two boys.
Yeah.
So once we saw the two blue colors come out, I was like, I dreamt this.
And that's another thing. So at 17, 18 weeks, we threw our gender reveal party, and we invited all of our friends, and we knew that we were having twins. Everybody else didn't, except our immediate family. So I did like a whole entire video, basically of us with the doctors saying, she's like, "Is there a history of twins in your family?" And everybody watched it together. So, we still didn't know the actual gender, like your sister knew.
She came with us to this place where they can find out the genders for you. And so she went with us. They handed her the envelope, and she was the one that found,
Picked out grabbed the colors for us to pop.
She planned the whole surprise for us. We just had to pop them and find out with everybody else.
Yeah, but when we did the first one, like that's when we popped and we were like, "Yay, it's a boy!" And then I played the video. I'm like, "Hang on, guys, I wanted to just share the ultrasound with you guys." I think a lot of people were like, "What? Okay, that's weird." We were talking to Tim about it. He was like, "That's weird. Why are they going to show a ultrasound?" I think he thought I was going to propose or something. I was like, "No, that comes later, bro. Come on." Like, these are the rules.
Honestly, all of our friends and family were there. That would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been good, but also like,
do we want people there?
Yeah.
Do we want people there?
We want everyone there and then like everyone embracing us, So yeah, I remember like we all found out basically together, but everybody found out that same day like we were having twins. So it was like really dope. You can check it out on the Super Ego channel. It's the main video there.
The video's already out.
Yeah. But yeah, we went full term. Bawled our eyes out as soon as Cruz came out. Then Ezekiel came out, and you were such a champ. Like you were. The fact that they had to stick a needle so big in your back, I was just like, yikes.
And you couldn't even be there.
I couldn't even be in the room. Like you were. I remember you were telling me like you were asking for me right away. Like as soon as they put that in, and after we had the babies. You couldn't feel like your lower half of your legs, and you were kind of freaking out a little bit, but you were like so tired. I felt so bad. And then we just have these two newborns. And from that moment on, sleep was just different.
But it's like Thanos, like,
yeah,
sleep was gone. Where is sleep?
Us peacefully just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And here we are, a year.
Fast forward a year.
A year and like 3.4 months late. How
they're like a year and 2 months.
Are they? No.
Yeah.
We're in April? February, March, April. Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, now they're walking, they're running basically.
Yeah, they're running. They started kind of early, like around 10 months. They were already like, getting on the sofas. We'd grab them and we'd just like, kind of like teach them how to walk. A lot of people like on Instagram have actually messaged me like, "Wait, how did you get your kids to walk already? Like mine just started and it's like he's a year and a half." And I think we were just always kind of walking with them, or like like practicing their feet on the floor, or I don't know if maybe they have a competitive aspect to them,
or if it's motivating to see that somebody else is like learning how to walk with them.
Yeah,
they have each other.
Yeah. That's another thing I wanted to like get into, like with the boys, like having two boys. Like we haven't experienced just having one kid, and like just like giving full attention to that kid. Like I feel like our attention is constantly split. We can't be that family that goes to the park and it's just like, "Oh, go play with your mom," or like, oh, "Okay, your turn. Can you hold them? Can you?" We're constantly holding one of them. We switch off a lot. Or whenever, if I take a morning shift and I'm with the boys. And they're both like this, like for me to pick them up. I feel bad because I have to pick one, or the one that's the fussiest, and the other one does this, like,
yeah, it's a little
and looks down, and I feel bad, and I'm just like, man, and of course you can pick them up at the same time, but a lot of times like they'll kind of like push each other off, and you're like, man,
they fight for our attention.
It's very interesting. So yeah, so all those single parents, it's all the single baby parents. We have it way harder.
Oh, stop. Right? There's no comparisons, but
I mean.
Stop.
You remember
cancel.
when we went to go get a new car? I want to
Mhm.
get I want to go get a new car for like more car space, obviously. And the dealership guy, he was asking you again, right? And he's just like, "Oh, what are you having?" And we're like, "Twins." Like, "Oh my God, that's insane. Oh, I feel so bad for you guys. I had twins, 2 girls." And we told him we had boys. You know, boys were coming. He goes, "Oh, enjoy the sleep now, cause, whew." Like that guy scared me. I still think about him to this day.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. I want to go back and just like, hey, we're here.
Yeah,
Want to meet them?
but that's
You were right.
you want to yeah, but I like the car. Thank you.
We didn't buy from him actually. We bought
No.
from another dealership.
Yeah, we went to a different one. But that's something that we actually saw a lot once we told people that we were having twins. People would always have something negative to kind of say when it came to twins. Like, oh,
Oh
you like you
yeah.
poor thing, like, oh good luck. Like, oh my god, I feel so bad for you. Like there's some kind of bad, I guess judgmental thing people have. And it's like the reality of it is like twins are freaking fun. I love having twins.
They're a lot of fun. I mean, obviously the first like 2-3 months we were zombies.
Yeah, we were.
We were not sleeping. Like it wasn't like, hey, can you get the baby? It's like, no, can you get the other one?
Mhm.
We'd both wake up and it was very tiring. But we did it. We're here and talking to other twin parents, and like there was other twin parents like on my Instagram messaging me like, bro, like you're gonna love it. Like the first 6 months, I'd say like, it's gonna be rough, but like it gets easier, I promise. And they have a best friend for life.
And it's so beautiful to witness that actually.
Yeah.
And it
they
has
do have a lot
gone.
of like really nice moments.
Uh-huh. And gone.
No, I mean they would fight. They do fight for little toys here and there. And little Cruz even some says, because they have teeth now, he puts his finger in his brother's mouth and he bites down and he goes, "Ah." I was like, did you plan this? Because you just did this 5 minutes ago.
And then he does it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting their personalities already. And you could differentiate them.
What would you say about their personalities?
Cruz, I feel like is going to be the one that's going to test us the most.
Yeah.
I think he's
got
going
the
to.
2 remolinos in the back, like the 2 little cowlicks, which is like
Yeah.
a wives' tale, like that they become the most like traviesos, like bad boys.
Yeah, he's
see.
yeah, honestly.
But so far, yeah.
So far he's living up to that little wives'
We love you,
tale.
son.
We do.
But knock that shit off. Sorry.
Ezekiel is very more passive. He gets kind of overstimulated easily versus Cruz, he can match the crowd. He can match the energy.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah. Cruz will be the one running around, throwing stuff. Ezekiel's kind of watching him from afar like, "Okay, where's mom?"
Yeah. Very chill, kind of like.
Yeah.
Cruz will take away a toy. Sometimes, but most of the time he's just kind of like, and he moves on. But those are our children's.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is dope is that like our parents weren't like, "Nah, you better get married first," and blah blah. Like they're very cool, very chill.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, when it comes to marriage, it's never been something that I have to question from you. I don't have to doubt that you're not going to ask me. I know it will happen.
What do you mean? What do you mean, like
right? Like I know what's gonna happen. We've talked about it before, but it's just the timing right now isn't it?
What sucked is I feel like Rona messed that up because after, like, first of all, I did have like a plan like before we had the babies while you were pregnant. Like I was gonna propose, and I think it was the time when like your grandma was gonna come down, and the timing didn't work out, and I had like a ring guy, and like the ring wouldn't be ready the way I wanted it. So I was like, okay, maybe that's a sign. And then we had the twins, and then I was like, okay, cool. Let me work on this ring stuff again and try to propose. And the Rona hit. I'm like, so we can't have family, friends. Like, when can we? So as to late, I have been, picking that back up, and now I'm thinking like, okay, well, cool, because people are kind of starting to meet again, and hang out in family functions and stuff. So, get ready.
Right? I'm like, just make sure my nails are done. I get like a pedicure. I have a full set. I look good.
So I gotta just start throwing you out. Like, hey, go get a pedicure randomly.
Yeah, because the thing about me,
I'm putting a ring on your toe.
Right, I feel like I'm gonna ruin it for myself because if he just tells me like, hey, go get your nails done, I'm gonna be like, huh, that's interesting. Why am I gonna get my nails done right now? And I'm gonna ruin it for myself.
Probably. I think leading up to it. Oh, I'm gonna stop talking about it.
God.
Right? Thanks, Andy. Good
But
tip.
you know what? I'm kind of glad that you, in a way, didn't propose to me when I was pregnant because I want to feel like I'm back in my old self. Like, you know,
We could talk about that, right? Because we're doing it in a very unorthodox way. And I feel like you have a story with like, your parents, and I have my story of like my parents, which like the short version for me is just like I saw my parents get divorced. I've seen other parents get divorced. And so in my head, I've always kind of had the I wouldn't even mind like dating someone first and moving in with them, seeing how you feel, and then have kids and then see how you guys function and then being like, now let's get married.
yeah.
Let's have the government get involved. Everyone wants that.
Let's put it on paper.
Let's put it on paper.
Yeah, that's really it.
So that I think that's kind of my short end of the story. Like for you, I think like your parents, whenever they met.
My parents were high school sweethearts, and they've been together since then. They got married at a very young age, too. They had kids at a young age. And so for me, growing up, I see my parents are, happily together. They've been together for a long time. And so I guess in a way that kind of made me search for, I want to be a young mom. Okay, so yeah, I guess in a way I'm glad that you didn't propose to me when I was pregnant because I didn't want to come off like you're proposing to me because I'm pregnant. And that kind of happened with my mom. When my mom was pregnant with us, my dad, I believe, asked her like 4 times to marry him. And each time she was like, no, because I want you to marry me because I'm not having your child. And so it finally got to the point where my dad's like, all right, this is the last time. Like, you need to know I want to marry you because I want to be with you. And she finally said yes. But I guess that's a reason why I'm glad you didn't ask me when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And huge and bloated and
we take our photos
big. And I have like a huge watermelon stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we're both working out again. We're both getting back on track.
I'm mad that I've got all this gym equipment in the garage and it took forever to set up and then the gym's opened back up.
Yeah.
I'm like, and there's a difference. There is a difference. Like I know we're just switching up topics here, but working out in the garage versus the gym is it's just a different atmosphere. There's just like you can get up on a machine, work on a specific muscle and move on, and you do your cardios, you do your, Stairmaster, whatever you want to burn calories, you want to jump rope. There's just a bunch of stuff that I do at the gym that like I feel way more sore versus like, oh, I have a home gym. I can do that later.
Yeah. You go inside and you're like, oh, there's the couch. There's the bed. I'm going to go lay down. Yeah, the atmosphere is different at the gym.
I see Andy like, so Andy and his girlfriend right here and their fiance. I'm sorry. It's like, geez. There you go. You were hiding it.
At least you have a title. I'm kidding.
She's just like, she's turning around, she's looking at her ring.
I'm still a girlfriend. I'm kidding.
You know what? And that's one thing that actually I want to change already. But the Rona, babe.
It's going to happen. I get it. Whenever.
What are we talking about?
The gym.
The
but
gym.
You were talking about them. You said you looked over at Andy and his
girlfriend. Oh, yeah, because I was looking over at Andy, and as I was explaining all of that, Andy was kind of just like to his fiance.
Fiance. Wow, we totally went off topic right there.
No, it's good. That's what happens in podcasts.
Okay.
It happens, bro. You're my bro. I went from girlfriend to bro.
To bro.
Wow.
It's fine. Whatever. I'll deal with it.
You haven't asked me.
The ball's in your court.
Why? Because I have balls?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. We're dumb.
We're quirky.
We're quirky and different.
We're different.
We're just, no one else is.
Nobody else has kids with the podcast.
Absolutely not.
It's perfect, actually. So to get back on marriage, I've actually talked to you about it. I said, hey, I don't know what your plans are for proposing to me, but I think it should be me and you alone. Mm-hmm. And then if after, our families meet us somewhere, we go back home and, our family's there, that'd be perfect. But
yeah. Well, I'm planning like A Day at Disneyland.
Oh.
Where everyone's just, during a parade, everyone's dancing, and then I jump in and I'm
What's that called?
this.
No, when everybody dances in sync in public.
You're thinking of Flash Mob.
All our family, the boys are in there, like.
I'm gonna come on, boys, and just they have
They're
their Mickey Mouse eears and just
they're in a Chippendale mascots costume.
And then someone else does a proposal in the middle of mine. Just
Okay.
No, but I agree. We should definitely, and even to our family watching, like,
sorry, but not sorry.
give us a second, to embrace and love and hug, and me put on the ring before everyone's just like, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna be like chaotic and overwhelming if you propose to me and then our families come out and then we're separated.
Yeah.
Like, let me see the ring, or they're taking photos with you and me and my ring, and it's like we get separated in that intimate moment, and then maybe once everybody leaves, we're finally alone together.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought this up because I've never proposed to anybody, so it's good. It's a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
So we also we decided to dive in and ask people on Instagram questions. And since I feel like we have a little bit of extra time, do you want to like look at some of those and see if there's any questions that stick out to you that we can answer and give a little shout out?
Yeah, we could totally do that. Okay, let's see.
All right, our first question: how good looking is Andy? Andy, he just answered. Very. He's a hottie. Am I right, Marty?
Barney? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not going to give you that.
How is life with kids now is a good one from Joe de la Barba. How's life with kids now? That's like completely changed.
Yeah.
I feel like our schedule, we have just started getting into a rhythm and schedule. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, look, we just started a podcast now, something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Mm-hmm. And later, we both opened up about like, why don't we do it together? Like, both of us just do this podcast together and just talk. Because I feel like we have such great like late night conversations where you and I will just start talking about anything, and I love that about you.
Thank you. I love that about me too. we could talk about how our relationship changed. I feel like since having kids, we're trying to better ourselves to obviously become better parents and have like an amazing co-parent relationship with each other. But other than that, for us personally, our schedules are different now. Mm-hmm. We went from like spending a lot of quality time together, being able to watch like seasons of anime and movies,
like having
and
that free moment.
Yeah, like being able to go out and just be together, present in the moment, to like waking up in the morning and I'm with the kids and he's working in his office, and there'll be moments where we'll catch each other here and there, but then we'll go back to like our daily routine of boys and feeding and cleaning and cooking, and we don't really see each other until it's like nighttime. The boys are fully asleep for the night, and we like just catch up with each other. That's really it.
Yeah. So what I think for me, the biggest thing has changed is the humility. Like knowing when I'm wrong about something, knowing when like I've affected you or I've said something or, just anything. Like I'm constantly trying to be better, and more honest, and just open up. I don't feel like I have a big problem with, I'll tell you what's on my mind a lot of the times. Mm-hmm. But for me, I've always wanted to just kind of, okay, once you tell me like, hey, whenever you do this, like it makes me feel this, and there's something inside me like, sorry, And the same thing with our kids. Like we try not to yell or fight in front of them, but it has happened. Maybe not a handful of times, but maybe a couple.
Yeah, like 2 times.
Like 2 times, and we both have to like, hey, like not in front of the kids. Yeah, like stop that.
We're usually catch it beforehand. We're like, we'll talk about this later. But there's maybe been twice where we've slipped and we've just like been caught up in our emotions. But for the most part, it's having kids has bettered our relationship as well.
And I feel like if you guys, if we can work better as a team, like we can get through anything. Mm-hmm. Especially like raising kids. Both of us just kind of like seeing each other very tired, and hey, take the morning shift tomorrow. Okay, I'll take the afternoon shift, like after their nap, and I feel very grateful for you, like everything you do around the house. Like you're always cleaning, you're always cooking. You're with the kids more than I am. While I'm upstairs in like the office, or if you even like if you need to go out and go to the gym, and little by little, that's gonna like that shift is happening right now. Mm-hmm. our roles, and you've started working out a lot more. I've started working out a lot more, and I just see a big difference with us, and I'm slowly losing my dad bod, and like
I don't mind the dad bod.
But yeah, I guess that answers the question of how it's like how things have changed. There's probably more answers that we can dive into, but for right now, I think that's the most important, is that like we're great at being like parents, I think, and collaborating and understanding and really listening to each other. You know, before kids, I think we used to argue.
We would fight
like dumb, like just who cares? And now it's like, okay, let's step away from each other. Like, hey, go take a walk. Eric, I'm gonna go take a walk. I'll be right back. And then we come back and visit it. Like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry about earlier.
We come back to the kids.
We come back to the kids. Or we just have moments where like we're not talking to each other, but then we're like super cute with the kids. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Did you feed them? What did they eat? Yeah. Okay. He pooped. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mamacita. Yeah. Achoo. Bless you.
Yeah. But we just want to make sure that whatever the kids see, they don't see that their parents fighting. They don't see that there's conflict. They don't sense the energy. If it happens behind the scenes, then it does. But we try our hardest to make sure that the kids don't see it.
I think like I've seen it from my parents, like the arguing and fighting or the, and maybe like, not to blame my parents, but it's something that like I understand happens. But you do learn that as a kid. You learn that as a kid, and it's crazy that the things you bring with you, and you don't understand it until you look back at everything. Like, okay, well, did you have a family that would they yell at the house? And you're like, yeah.
Like,
Oh, my mom's fault. My dad.
You are just burping a lot.
I know, it's just.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, that got deep.
I got deep.
Oh.
Real deep.
When we'll have kids next? Who knows?
Yeah, that'll be a question for the next one. But I mean, we do want to aim to have at least like a little girl.
Yeah.
And that'd be great.
And if not, then we're trying until we have that little girl.
Yeah, we'll keep going. But yeah, we'll close it off with that. Hopefully we just got a little closer, and we can relate to whatever it is we're going through. I know it's been very helpful for those that send us messages, and even whenever we try to message other people back with questions, like it's a good feeling. So yeah, let's keep it going. Thank you to my co-host.
Oh, I just shocked
myself. Size 6?
I am a size 6.5. I've gotten ring sized many times.
Yeah, and guys, it's on the left hand. Did you know why? Because
Why?
there's like a vein that's like connected to the heart from this finger.
Really?
Yeah, fool.
I knew that. I'm just testing you.
Oh. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. Check out last week's episode or the episode below. Do we have a Patreon? I don't know. Check below. Maybe.
If not, then just keep checking.
If not, no. All right, we've ignored our kids long enough. Should we go check on them?
I guess.
All right, thank you for joining us on the Kids Are Asleep podcast. Bye. Subscribe.